Welcome here to my YouTube channels. Viewers, we will discuss about in that video what is the max, concrete and mortars. If you are civil engineer, you will must to be learn that and the video how you can see that the maxing of a concrete and the construction site. The first of all, we can show that to the guide to mortars the max ratio in cement and maxings. You should be most of their terms. After you will know that what is the maxing of the ratio in cements and also we have to gather this ultimate guide to mortar max ratio and cement max to help you understand the process and the measurements so you can put it into practice for your next project. Before we delve and the most more than in-depth knowledge of mixing, its importance to the properly understand the basic. Now you can see that is the basic topic. Cement is the gray substance that its use is the bender and constructions. If you are max cement with sand and mortars, it's will from the mortars. You are maxing the gravel and waters, it's will from concrete. The next step is that the mortar is the made out of sand and water. Some construction work it is lime and the mix too. It is used and then layered during the brick layering so that the bricks stay stuck together in the place. If too much mortar is in place on the brick, the crack the standard thickness of a mortars and a brickworks is 1 millimeter or 1 centimeter. Next step is that the concrete is made of cement mixed with the gravel and waters. Fun fact about concrete is that it is the second most used material in the world. And the first is waters. It is the extremely strong material and often the nickname it the artificial rock. Last one is there. The mortar could be compared to glow, whereas concrete is used from the foundations. The getting and the max ratio for these two material is crucial to get the best result. If too much water or not enough water is used, it can have negative conventions. So viewers, now you can see that the mortars and cement maxing equipment. The maxing is the great skills to have and it is easy to pick up once you know how to max and how to the bit of the practice. And the best step is together to get hold of the right equipment which is includes this one is maxing to equipment your audience. Oh, carpenter wants attentions and safety equipments. Uh, the maxing can be quick, dangerous process as they're all dangerous to using to the chemical. The cement is the derived of pieces of rock with a high the pH balance. So the breathing is the powder to touching it's the bring about the health it's rock. So before the starting mixing you should be the get the concrete safety equipments. This includes the wheelbarrow, the plastic gloves, the mixing board, the spade or shovel, uh, a mask actor, giggle, and glue. Mixing concrete cement mixing. In the mixing area, well-brought plastic gloves and mixing board, spade or shovel, tarpaulin, brick towel, the tape measure, and this is spirit level, and the brush with the soft brush list. Now you can see the ratio. The ratio most important thing of in the concrete mixing. Okay, if you do not to get the ratio correct, then it's have a negativity convincing for your constructions. For example, if you added too much water to the mortar mix, then it will not do the properly glue the bricks together. Then over the time, the mortars will the crumble and not to withstand bad weather conditions. Once of the other's hands, if you add too much mortar mix, then the mortars might easily to crack and shrink. The cracking can cause many problems for you long can run. And the best consistency of the mortars for the breaking is for the be wet and then the only small amount is used when you are layering. However, some jobs like the pitting a roof might require its be to slightly thicker. This understand ratio for the average mortar max is 3:1 or 4:1 for the brick layering. If you are using two pointing max, then you should be have to the ratio the 1.4 or 1.5 mortars to sand. As for concrete, uh, it it depends on the strength you need. It will be at it. Usually, is a good practice to mixing concrete 1:2 is the max to material. The next step is that additivity. Second is the post proper. First of all, we have discussed additivity. There are additivity can max with motors, max get to better result. There is colorant is can be used so that the color of the motor matches the closely with the brick and you are working with. The proofers, this can be used if you are working in a low temperature. However, this can be not fully to required on the should be used used and if you necessary accelerators, this speeds up to the process at the motor decreases, but it does weaken in the result, so it should only be used in the emergencies. Other thing to consider: temperatures. You should never mix or let motors if the temperature is 5 degrees or under. This can result in forced forming and the substance, which can lead to the weak motor. Trial and errors. It is unlucky that you will get to the perfect max the first time around it. It is all about the trial and errors, so you can the figure out what works and what doesn't it. The mix by the hand equipments. You will the get significantly better the result if you are mixing the mortar and cement mix. It is very unlikely you will get to the consistency you will need it if you are mixed by the hand. However, you are just touching of the mortars, then it can be done. That is the topic of the mixing of concretes. I hope you understand what is the mixing of concrete and cement, sand. Also, if you are civil engineer, you are must to be learned that the how the process to the mixing of concrete and cement also.